everyone, welcome to the Workbook A Course in Miracles. Today's lesson is 73. My name is Janet Melody, and if you want to read this lesson in your own time, check out the links under this video. All the information's there for the course lesson and the course itself. So today's lesson is I will there be light. So we want that willingness for light to shine. I will there be light in the world. And it's there, but today is about our willingness to see it, to let it be, to come forth and to, stand in our truth of that light. So here's what we're asked to do today. Today we are considering the will you share with God. This is not the same as the ego's idle wishes out of which darkness and nothingness arise. The will you share with God has all the power of creation in it. The ego's idle wishes are unshared and therefore have no power at all. Its wishes are not idle in the sense that they can make a world of illusions in which your belief can be very strong, but they are idle indeed in terms of creation. They make nothing that is real. Idle wishes and grievances are partners or co-makers in picturing the world you see. The wishes of the ego gave rise to it, and the ego needs for grievances, which are necessary to maintain it, peoples it with figures that seem to attack you and call for righteous judgment. These figures become the middlemen the ego employs to traffic in grievances. They stand between your awareness and your brother's reality. Beholding them, you do not know your brothers or yourself. So as we hold on to grievances, we're just acknowledging each other that we're separate, we're not, we're not one, we're not the light of the world. And if we keep on reinforcing them, then we're reinforcing the ego's mind and the world in which we see. So, grievances have got to go. Your will is lost to you in this strange bartering in which guilt is traded back and forth, and grievances increase with each exchange. Can such a world have been created by the will the daughter of God shares with her father? Did God create disaster for his daughter? Creation is the will of both together. Would God create a world that kills himself? Today we will try once more to reach the world that is in accordance with your will. The light is in it because it does not oppose the will of God. It is not heaven, but the light of heaven shines on it. Darkness has vanished. The ego's idle wishes have been withdrawn. Yet the light that shines upon this world reflects your will, and so it must be in you that we will look for it. Your picture of the world can only mirror what is within. The source of neither light nor darkness can be found without. Grievances darken your mind, and you look out on a darkened world. Forgiveness lifts the darkness, reasserts your will, and lets you look upon a world of light. And it's so true, as the more grievances we have, the darker we see the world and the people around us. We keep piling more and more on, and they can be minor little things, but all those little minor things cause problems in the world, whereas we start forgiving. Don't you feel lighter when you just let something go? Somebody's been holding on to a grievance about somebody, and they don't even realize it sometimes, and it's like that person is suffering with those grievances without the even knowingness of somebody else. So that's when it's like the pain is coming from within, the problems are coming from within. So forgive, let it go, and just be at peace in the world. We have repeatedly emphasized that the barrier of grievances is easily passed and cannot stand between you and your salvation. The reason is very simple. Do you really want to be in hell? Do you really want to weep and suffer and die? Forget the ego's arguments which seek to prove all this is really heaven. You know it is not so. You cannot want this for yourself. There is a point beyond which illusions cannot go. Suffering is not happiness, and it is happiness you really want. Such is your will in truth, and so salvation is your will as well. You want to succeed in what we are trying to do today. We undertake it with your blessing and your glad accord. So it's true, we really want to be happy. That's what everybody wants in this world, to be happy at the core. But we're looking in the wrong places. It's like we're looking in the desert for the snow and we're never going to find it there. You know, coming within. The answers are all within us. They're not outside of us, and we have been looking outside for the answers, and it's all in. It's all inside of us. What we need to find the peace and joy of this world. So it's not pushing any of this onto us. It's just saying that it wants what we want, really. There's no forcing. It's just like waiting for us to come into the light. Come into the light and be happy. We will succeed today if you remember that you want salvation for yourself. You want to accept God's plan because you share in it. You have no will that can really oppose it, and you do not want to do so. Salvation is for you. Above all else, you want the freedom to remember who you really are. Today is the ego that stands powerless before your will. Your will is free and nothing can prevail against it. Your will is free. We feel trapped, but we're not. We can just let it go so easily, so completely, and never go to that place again. You know, it's a decision. We have to will ourselves to get into the light, to get into the truth of who we are, and to live it, breathe it forevermore. Therefore, we undertake the exercises for today in happy confidence, certain that we will find what it is your will to find, and remember that it is your will to remember. No idle wishes can detain us, nor deceive us with an illusion of strength. Today, let your will be done, and end forever the insane belief that it is hell in place of heaven that you choose. We will begin our longer practice periods with the recognition that God's plan for salvation, and only His, is wholly in accord with your will. It is not the purpose of an alien power thrust upon you unwillingly. It is the one purpose here on which you and your Father are in perfect accord. You will succeed today, the time appointed for the release of the daughter of God from hell and from all idle wishes. Her will is now restored to her awareness. She is willing this very day to look upon the light in her and be saved. After reminding yourself of this and determining to keep your will clearly in mind, tell yourself with gentle firmness and quiet certainty, I will there be light. Let me behold the light that reflects God's will and mine. So yes, it's just acknowledging that you want what God wants for you, what Creator wants for you, the universe, love, whatever you want to call it. You want the same. You want what you are, basically, and that willingness to become that. Then you can really, feel the joy. So acknowledging that and then saying, I will there be light. Let me behold the light that reflects God's will and mine. That's what we're doing in these longer practice periods, which are 10 to 15 minutes at set times in your day that work for you. So it could be in the morning, could be in the evening, whatever. Just really absorb the message and know that you want what God wants for you. You want the same. You're in partnership with each other. And then say, I will be light. Let me behold the light that reflects God's will and mine. Then let your will assert itself, joined with the power of God and united with yourself. Put the rest of the practice period under their guidance. Join with them as they lead the way. So yes, then towards joining with that light that you are and just letting that guide. Just guide the practice period for that 15 minutes. Feel into it, let it guide, and just see where it takes you. I'm sure it'll be beautiful, it always is. There is so much beauty in this world. And in the shorter practice periods, again, make a declaration of what you really want. Say, I will there be light. Darkness is not my will. This should be repeated several times an hour. It is most important, however, to apply today's idea in this form immediately you are tempted to hold a grievance of any kind. This will help you let your grievances go instead of cherishing them and hiding them in darkness. So yes, this is a great little add-on for throughout the day that you're going to be saying, I will there be light, darkness is not my will. So if you're feeling a niggle, stop and say, I will there be light. Darkness is not my will. And let that banish any grievance you have today. It's like you could go around, and as soon as you've noticed, as soon as you become conscious that you're having a grievance with whatever it is, stop, say stop, and then just say, I will there be light. Darkness is not my will. Keep that in your mind throughout today. Let these exercises just bring that light. I mean, I was just thinking of an analogy of like somebody, if you have two people arguing and they're in strong confrontation, and just imagine if the light suddenly came and dawned on them. You know, it's like they knew who they were in that moment of attack. You know, they're attacking, and suddenly there's an awakeness in one of them at first. And that awakeness realizes that the person then realizes, why am I doing this? And they just become at peace and they stop. They stop the attack. And the light shines in that person. And the person opposite them sees that light shining and stops their argument back. And they then realize that they are that too. And so they both light up. That's what we're trying to do today. You light up the world and you'll light up your brothers and sisters around you. And then we are at peace. We have a world at peace. So enjoy today's lesson. Light up your life and then light up others. And let's see where it takes you. And we'll be back tomorrow for another lesson, lesson 74. I'll see you all then. Thanks for listening. Bye.